Live only on DAZN, October 25th, Parker versus Wardley. Two champions lie in wait. Who will get a shot at undisputed? It's truly all or nothing. Parker versus Wardley, October 25th. Watch only on DAZN.
Welcome to Froch on Fighting. Former unified super middleweight world boxing champion, Carl the Cobra Froch. You know who I am. You know what I've done. Hall of Famer and all that. I'm sure Fabio Wardley knows as well. He's got a little grin on his face. But I'm delighted to be joined with Fabio Wardley, a guy who's hoping to become a heavyweight contender. He is a contender. He's been in some great fights. Fabio, lovely to have you on, mate. Going to do 12 rounds with you. How are you getting on first and foremost?
Good. Start of the fight week. All going off, all kicking off. But good, mate. Feeling good, ready to go.
Yeah, training all good. You got any marks on your face there? No, you haven't, have you? You've got a few.
Nah.
You're looking good, man. Looking clean.
Just an old scar. It's been hanging around for a little while. But...
Oh, you've got a scar on your nose, actually. Yeah, that was quite a bad cut, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right, we're going to do 12 rounds, mate. We're going to do some boxing questions. Might have a little bit of fun. Some non-boxing questions. First and foremost, when I say to you, mate, you've come a long way since white-collar boxing. It's fantastic, really, because I see some of these white-collar fighters at some of the events I go to. Some of them can fight a little bit. Some of them think they can fight, but most of them have got that courage and they've got that desire and the will to win, because they wouldn't be in there if they didn't have it. And I see that in abundance with you. But did you ever imagine you'd be headlining at the O2 Arena against like a top world level elite boxer in Joseph Parker?
Yeah, especially when I started my not even career, boxing journey in white collar, I think you want to say. Like I definitely wasn't planning that. I wasn't looking at it. I wasn't going, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. I was just enjoying the ride. I was just enjoying the sport and boxing and having fun with it. But yeah, it's been a wild ride since.
Yeah, it's amazing, really. I mean, he's one of the best fighters in the world. He's been in there with, the likes of AJ. I know he got that loss to AJ, but he's on a bit of a crest of a wave at the minute, Parker. He's flying with a couple of good wins. Deontay Wilder, Zhang. He's confident, but he's also been in the mix with top fighters. And for you to be in there now with a potential opportunity, you win this, you've probably got an opportunity to go on and fight for the undisputed heavyweight title. I mean, that's just phenomenal. Do you have to pinch yourself sometimes?
Yeah, look, when I allow myself a little 5 minutes to reflect on kind of where I've been, things I've achieved in my career and what could be in front of me, yeah, definitely, they are little pinch yourself moments, but I try not to get lost in that too much and get sucked away and, oh, look at me, I'm so good and all of this. I've got a big task to handle on Saturday, so got to stay focused.
Yeah, absolutely. You seem very level-headed. I met you a couple of times and you're quite a smart. I don't want to say kid because you're not a kid, but for me, you're a smart young man, and you articulate very well. You speak very well, as people will find out as we go through these questions. We've got 12 rounds here, actually. We're on round number 2, by the way, just to let you know. But we'll go straight into it. You've KO'd every opponent you faced, and obviously had that draw with Fraser Clark. But the rematch, you KO'd him. You didn't just KO him; you absolutely splattered him in round 1. I mean, where did you get that power from? Have you always been able to punch?
Yeah, I guess a good portion of it is God-given. It's in there, it's innate, it's in me somewhere. A lot of it has obviously been worked on as well. In terms of, I guess there's two sides to that, in terms of your strength and conditioning, your weight training, but also the technique as well. I think there's a lot to be said about delivering a punch correctly, transferring your weight through it appropriately in all the right ways. So yeah, there's two sides to having punch power.
Did you absolutely batter everyone in white collar? I mean, that's not one of my questions. It's just something I want to know.
Well, it's 13 rounds, one of the extra ones. Yeah, look, I got 3 out of 4 of my opponents out in the first round, and the one that I didn't, I got him out in the second round. So, yeah, I guess you could say that. But they're not really stuff I look back on too fondly. Like, I look back at myself at those days and how I used to fight and how gangly and all over the place I looked, and yeah, it kind of makes me cringe a bit.
Yeah, imagine some of the white collar fighters though thinking, who have I got tonight? Fabio Wardley. I've heard about this kid. Fucking hell, apparently he can punch. Fucking hell, get in there and get absolutely obliterated, vaporised, as Paulie Malignaggi says. I like that one. What's been your favourite KO? I know the Clark KO was brutal, but what's your favourite KO?
I
just think you've KO'd every single opponent, so there must be a lot to
I think my favourite in terms of kind of all in one, I think, is the David Adelaide, because one, the performance was solid all the way through. I boxed really well to a game plan all the way through, and then got the finish which was like a nice, clean, good finish, which was like the cherry on top, really, and just finished that whole performance off really well.
Yeah, fair enough. That was a good. It was a great performance. That's a good way to sum that fight up. A brilliant performance. Did you find it hard to enjoy a win like the one with Clark, because it was such a brutal KO and the way he went down in his face? Did you struggle to enjoy that, or do you just? I mean, I'm a little bit ruthless. I'm like, no, listen, if the boot was on the other foot, then there'd be they wouldn't be taking the time or holding back on the celebrations. But how did you feel when you did that?
Yeah, look, for me, I wasn't too keen to celebrate or be too, I don't know, dramatic about the win and make it up for more than it was, because ultimately he was quite seriously hurt, and obviously in those days following the fight he was in hospital and didn't know full circumstances of kind of how severe things were. So yeah, I treaded with a bit of caution in terms of kind of following that with celebrations and things, because like you say, it's as quickly as you can do it to someone, you could be on the other end of it. And ultimately, after sharing 12 rounds of him like we did the first time around, you can't help yourself but have kind of a deep respect for someone to go through that kind of war with them and then come out the other side as well. So yeah, I had to kind of curb myself a bit on that one.
Obviously, first fight 12 round, second fight a 1 round demolition job. I mean, it was a real solid performance, and to land them big punches. I mean, fair play to you on that one. I take no prisoners myself, and I don't look back in any kind of regret. Obviously, you don't want to hurt anybody, give anyone some serious damage or any future problems, but you got to do what you got to do to win, mate. And you was brutal in that, and that brutality, I think, is going to serve you well throughout your heavyweight career. Can you sum up Joseph Parker, obviously your next opponent, in 3 words? He's a very likeable person, but sum him up in 3 words. I don't want you to be too nice, though.
Sorry?
I don't want you to be too nice.
I think, well, the first one was going to be likeable. He is, like, even before having a fight against him, he was a fighter I've liked watching. I liked his journey. I respect the fact that he was a world champ, had a bit of a kind of middle period, and has very much been clawing his way back and has not been shy away from fighting those top guys as well, because I think that's something that's going missing a bit in boxing especially. So there's a lot of credit to be due there. So yeah, likeable, tough, durable in the same kind of realm.
Yeah, go along with that.
And what's the third? Likeable, tough, entertaining, I guess, or game. I think something needs to be said, like I say, about him not shying away from big names, big fights, big occasions, because they're the only way we get the fights as boxing fans that we really want to see. And it's the only way I get this type of opportunity as well, as him not being shy or not being scared of a challenge. So credit to him for that as well.
He's definitely game and he's confident. Do you think he's in danger of being overconfident with you?
Maybe. I'm not sure. That's not a trait I've seen in him before. I probably wouldn't put that to him, thinking that knowing how close he is to the Usyk fight for himself, or another world title shot, something he's been aiming at for a number of years now. I don't think he would be the type to kind of not have full focus at the final hurdle.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, he's quite a consummate professional, isn't he? He's always smiling, enjoys himself. But you are a massive underdog in this fight, as you probably already know. Does that piss you off, or does that motivate you?
Nah, it's actually quite refreshing, I think. It's a bit new for me. As throughout my career, kind of each step up, there's been a lot of expectation with me to win and knock people out, as I have been doing. So in this fight, things have changed around a bit, makes things a little bit different, switches them up. And look, it's a little bit of pressure off for me, because look, everyone's always expecting me to lose, and it's not going to last well, and he's going to blast me out, and I'm not on his level. But I think everyone's either doesn't know or is forgetting or missing the fact that I'm the one that asked for him. I picked his name out and asked if Frank to get on the phone to him. So look, I'm fully confident going into this fight.
Fair enough, mate. Sounds good. Listen, have you got a dream opponent in the heavyweights, like current heavyweights? Who would be your dream opponent and why?
It would be Usyk, but I guess for the obvious reasons. Look, he is the name, the talent, the generational great. He is the one at the top of the tree at the moment, and also he holds all the belts. So there is no bigger fighter, no bigger test, and that's all I'm about is big fights and big tests. I want to keep pushing myself. I want to keep proving myself.
Would jumping in with someone like Usyk not be daunting for you? Would you be up for the challenge? Would you look at that one like realistically? Because I was building up to fighting Andre Ward. I was like, I see him demolish Mikel Kessler. I knew it was going to be a tough fight and that. And to say he's my dream opponent might have been like, oh dear, can I beat him? With Usyk, would you go in there and think to yourself, you know what, I fancy Usyk, it's for the belt, it's all the belt, I'm going to get paid well. You'd actually go in there and back yourself, would you?
I'd 100% back myself. Look, don't get me wrong, you look at that fight, you look at him as a fighter and you go, Christ, he's good in a lot of areas. There's a lot here he could do and turn things on their head. But ultimately, it's heavyweight boxing at the end of the day. Like, it takes one punch to change things around and spin them over.
Especially for you.
I was going to say, that's what I was going to follow on to, is that I know I've got that power, so it only takes me one moment. I might get one punch off the whole fight, who knows? But if it lands and it lands well, then I'm in the money. Absolutely.
You was in camp with Usyk in Ukraine. This is another question, by the way. What was that experience like?
Yeah, did 2 stints over in Ukraine with him over spanned about 8 weeks, something like that. And the first one, I was very, very fresh, very green. I was about 3-4 fights in my pro career, so not even long in boxing at all as a whole. And it was just a massive learning curve all the way through. One's obviously being in the ring with someone that experienced, that good, and just watching the way they kind of worked their way around the ring and the way they went about their work and stuff was just all amongst trying not to get hit and beat up, and then trying to kind of admire it in a sense, but also how he trained outside the ring as well, because coming into boxing so late, no one laid me a blueprint of like, right, you box this much a week, you spar this much, you run, you do this. So there was a lot of time after the spars and stuff I spent with him, his team, kind of just picking their brain a bit and going, all right, why do you do this? Where do you do this? Where should I apply this and things? And they were great, always helpful, never kind of pushed me away or shoved me off to the side, and they were always very welcoming.
Brilliant, and you've done the right thing there, learning while you're on the job. You're learning while you're on the job in the boxing ring, actually. I mean, it's a hell of a place to learn, but you literally, you're learning the best way, aren't you? And you've done well so far, and long may it rain. I actually said in a question last week that you would potentially KO Anthony Joshua if you fought him. And that's not just because I think AJ's past his best, because you carry a monster punch, but if you fought him now, I just think you've got a massive chance of knocking him out, because he fights quite shy now. He's a bit unsure of himself. Would you go along with that? How would you see you going with AJ now?
Yeah, look, I'd back myself to knock out anyone in the heavyweight division. Like I say, I carry a power to damage anyone, whether it be AJ, whoever else you want to pick and put in front of me. Like, I don't doubt that if I catch them, if I get to them, they're going to feel it. They're going to know they've been hit. So, yeah, look, it's something I would back myself in.
Fair enough. And that's what you've got to do, back yourself all the time. This moves on to the next question, actually. Who's the biggest knobhead in boxing? I'm joking.
Have you met that geezer, Carl Froch? He's a bit like...
Touche on that one, mate. Thank you. Have you got a biggest knobhead in boxing? It's not allowed to be me. Too many people have picked me in the past.
I don't really know if I have one.
No. Most people have got a knobhead that they're just, it's not a massive insult being a knobhead.
The only person I've really had some, quote unquote, kind of beef with, or whatever you want to call it, was Adelaide and our build up and all of that. So yeah, during that build up, I definitely thought he was a bit of a knobhead, but since, we've been all right.
Yeah, well, you had a straightener, didn't you? You shook hands after and you got on with it, which is what men do. So
what I mean, you level it out.
Have you got moving on to the championship rounds now, mate, round 10, have you got an expensive or ridiculous thing you've ever bought after a big win? I bought just to give you an idea, I bought a stupid Breitling Super Avenger watch that's too big for my wrist. It's got silly diamonds around the outside. It wasn't mega money, but it was big enough money at the time. It was like half my fight purse. Big stupid watch. Have you?
I've never done nothing too crazy with that. With like my fight purses and things like that. I've always done just like, I guess, kind of responsible things. I've like bought houses and things like that, and done those. But I think I went to a charity auction for Ipswich Town once, and I bought Ed Sheeran was there, and he played a song on a guitar in front of us, and then auctioned it off and signed it and personalised it, and I bought that, and that was a couple of quid. Yeah, that kind of dipped into my pocket a little bit, but it was kind of worth it.
Was that a guitar that Ed Sheeran actually played on that gig? And he signed it as well?
Not at the shows he was doing at Portman Road. So it was like a private event.
Oh, right, okay.
And he came to the private event, did a bit of a meet and greet, played a few songs, and then played one specific song on the guitar in front of everyone, and then held it up and auctioned it off.
Oh, fair play to you buying that. Are you an Ed Sheeran fan, are you? Do you like your music?
I do like my music, yeah. I'm an obviously local lad as well with Ed and that. So, and someone I've met a good few times, loves his boxing as well. So it had a few different kind of meanings and attachments to it for me.
What's your favourite Ed Sheeran song?
It's going to be very basic and very obvious, but "Shape of You" is probably like the one if I was going to put one on and sing along to it, it probably would be that.
Shape of You. I don't know if I can remember. How does that one go?
Do you want me to get it off my phone for you and sing it? You're not getting those sing songs at me, mate.
Come on, I nearly got Joseph Parker singing earlier to a bit of Free Law Freeway on the David. You're a David Brent fan.
With that one, you'll hit like ridiculous views hearing my screechy cat voice singing. No way.
Yeah, well swerved that one, mate. Good dodge. Definitely a pro boxer. Right, tough. This one might be a tough one. How many fans were at Wembley Stadium when I KO'd George Groves?
Oh. What was it? I think you did like 18,000, wasn't it? Something like that.
That was definitely 8-0 and not 1-8, wasn't it? You said there.
I heard there was a lot of touts and stuff, and tickets didn't get sold and things. Someone fuddled the numbers. That's just what I heard on the streets.
Hey, listen, mate. If you get there, which you can do with that power, because you've not got the amateur experience, you've not got the, like I say, you learn on the job. But imagine a Wembley fight in a big fight like that. Like you've got to look at them goals and dream big. And does that motivate you, something like that, a big stadium fight, or you just want to keep doing what you're doing and keep winning? And I mean, the O2, I had to rematch Kessler at the O2 to fill the O2, and it was some night and it's some venue as well. It's an unbelievable atmosphere. But have you got massive ambition on that?
Yeah, massive fights massive occasions. The ones that, like, you look at your career, them big memory ones. I've got a few of them on the books already, and Absolutely. All they do is make you go, oh, you know what? Let's do this bigger. Let's do this better. Let's do more. Like I've headlined the O2 once already with that massive fight with Fraser Clark first time around. I've done a stadium show in my hometown of Portman Road and done 20,000 there as well. So you do those kind of things, and then you go, actually, you know what? Let's make this bigger and better. So yeah, bigger fights, bigger opponents, and bigger venues.
Getting used to these big stadiums now, or these big venues, these big arenas that you've been boxing. I mean, the O2, I think it's about 20,000. So you've done that obviously already, but to be doing it again and to come from where you've come from, it's just fantastic. It's such a great story that you wouldn't have you'd have never wrote the script for this. It's just brilliant. What would it mean for you to beat Joseph Parker on October 25th live on DAZN pay-per-view? What would that mean to you?
Yeah, look, it would be a dream come true. It'd mean everything. Like, it would be everything all in one, because there would be so much satisfaction and just, I don't know what the right word for it is. Like, you know what, like ticking off things and being like, you know what, I'm meant to be here. Like, I'm meant to be at this top level, proving a point to everyone in that sense of carrying this kind of white collar tag, which is not something I look at as a negative, to be honest. Like, I carry it as a positive and as a way to show people, like, you can do something different, you can come a different route, but you can still achieve big things in the sport. So this would be that kind of final piece to the puzzle of proving that point to everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are taking you seriously anyway now, to be honest. I know I've mentioned about your background in the white collar and where you come from, but the fights you've been through and the fights you've done, the way you've performed and the knockouts, I mean, I'm giving you massive respect, and that's genuine. And you know what I've done, you know where I've been, Hall of Fame and all that. I'm not bigging myself up, I never like to, but I'm being serious. I've got big admiration for you. You're absolutely smashing it, mate, and fair play to you. I just want to wish you all the very best for this fight on Saturday, and you know, hopefully you can get through this fight uninjured, both of you. I don't like to see people get injured because it holds up the career, it causes problems. But have you got anything else you want to add or anything you want to say to your fans ahead of this fight on Saturday?
Nah, look, thank you to everyone that supported me over the years on this big 10-year journey. In no way is it coming to an end, but look, we've got a massive one on Saturday, 25th of October, back at home sweet home, the O2 Arena, packed out, full of fans, roaring, electric energy. With me, it's always dramatic, it's always entertaining, and Saturday night's going to be no different.
Absolutely brilliant, mate. Listen, I hope the final preparations go to plan. Get yourself plenty of rest, because that's what we do before we get the big fight. Finish off the final final couple of days, and all the very best to you on Saturday night. And thanks for jumping on Froch on Fighting. Really appreciate it, and I will no doubt see you soon, Fabio.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. See you in a bit.
Mate. Thank you.